Kash Patel went scorched earth on Adam Schiff. Take a look.
You continue to lie from your perch and put on a show so you can go raise money for your charade. You are a political buffoon at best.
During a Senate hearing, Schiff tried to nitpick some facts related to the Epstein case, suggesting some members of the administration were involved in his operations. But it quickly devolved into a shouting match, completely derailing the debate. And today, we're covering it all. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it.
You said you're the most transparent FBI director in history, so I'm going to put you to the test. In 2024, you were asked by Glenn Beck about Epstein's Black Book. And you said, he asked, who has Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book? And you said, Black Book FBI. And he said, but who? That is, I mean theirs, and you said, oh, that's under the direct control of the director of the FBI. That's what you said. Was that true, Mr. Patel?
I'll rely on you quoting it accurately. I did that a couple
Was
of
it
years
true
ago.
What you represented to Mr. Beck and the president's supporters out there, or were you lying? Was it true that the Black Book, Epstein's Black Book, was in the possession of the FBI director?
The Black Book was in the possession of the FBI.
Okay, so now that you're the FBI director, you have possession of the Black Book, right?
That index has been released.
So you have Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book?
What is known as Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book has been released by us.
Now, for context, this hearing took place back in September, but Schiff suddenly becoming interested in the Epstein files stands out. You see, he's been in Congress for 25 years now, and he's only focusing on this issue now, despite it being part of public discourse for over a decade. And the way he brought it up felt more like a surface-level attempt to score points than a serious line of questioning. The Black Book he's referring to is actually Epstein's contact book, and it's been out since February of last year. You'd notice how he doesn't know what he's talking about because he didn't ask a follow-up question. Instead, he moved to Ghislaine's interview with the DOJ, saying this.
When Todd Blanche went to interview Ghislaine Maxwell, she said, but did I think these guys were coming for that? I really don't. If you met Epstein, there's no way that this cast of characters, of which it's extraordinary, and some are in your cabinet, who you value as your co-workers. A man wants sexual favors, he will find out they didn't have to come to Epstein for that. And the next question Todd Blanche, the president's former criminal defense lawyer, asked is not who in the cabinet, who are you referring to? His question is, so when's the last time you think you were with Mr. Epstein when he got a massage? So let me ask you, who are those cabinet members that Ghislaine Maxwell was referring to that were part of this cast of characters associated with Mr. Epstein? Who are they?
The Deputy Attorney General took the aggressive step that no one else did and interviewed Miss Maxwell for 2 days, and we released the entirety of that transcript.
Who are the cabinet members?
I do not have that transcript in front of me. You're picking it piecemeal. The American public can read the entirety of that.
Now, we can't know the exact motive behind Todd Blanche's interview with Maxwell, but the outcome speaks for itself. It didn't reveal anything new. She said things like, there was no client list, or Epstein kept a lot to himself and he didn't like to share. But can you really take anything she mentions at face value? This is someone who was caught lying under oath and even faced separate perjury charges. In fact, in 2022, a DOJ memo explicitly said Maxwell, quote, has lied repeatedly about her crimes, exhibited an utter failure to accept responsibility, and demonstrated repeated disrespect for the law of the court. But Schiff ignored it all, treating her statements like credible evidence, just to land some jabs at the administration. And that's when the exchange quickly turned into a full-blown shouting match. But before we play that, we have a quick message from today's sponsor. Folks, while the world watches Iran light up the Middle East, America just got a wake-up call that goes far beyond oil, and the mainstream media is burying it. The U.S. Navy's nuclear fleet and the weapons keeping this nation safe, the power grid of the future, they all run on one thing: uranium. Right now, the United States consumes more than 50 million pounds of it each year, yet produces less than 1 million domestically. That's a 50-to-1 deficit and a critical national security risk. That's why the Department of Energy committed $2.7 billion to restore domestic uranium enrichment. At the same time, the White House invoked Section 232, making it clear that President Trump's direction is firm. America must build its own supply chain now. This is where Atomic Minerals comes into focus. Trading as Atom on the TSX Venture and ATMMF on the OTC, this isn't just a startup taking its first swing. Its leadership helped discover and sell the Rough Rider deposit to Rio Tinto for $654 million. The question is this: can they do it again? Atomic controls 4 fully owned projects in the Colorado Plateau, a region responsible for more than 597 million pounds of production. Its flagship, South Lisbon Valley East in Utah, sits in a district that has already delivered 80 million pounds. Uranium prices have climbed from $28 in 2017 to around $95 today, with projections pushing it even higher. That same team once closed a $654 million deal. Today, the valuation sits at an 87% discount to its peer group average. So, if you want to learn more about this critical mineral story, check the link in the description below. Hey, and a special thanks to Atomic Minerals for making today's video possible.
So let me ask you one last question. And that is, right after she gives this testimony in front of an FBI agent, among others, she's transferred to a minimum security prison not suitable for a sex offender like herself. Who made that decision and why?
The Bureau of Prisons.
The Bureau of Decisions made it in
Prisons.
The Bureau of Prisons decided on their own, without any consultation with Blanche or anyone else, that they were going to suddenly, after this interview, completely unrelated to this interview, completely unrelated to anything she said, move her to a prison not suitable for a sex offender. You want the American people to believe that? Do you think they're stupid?
No. I think the American people believe the truth, that I'm not in the weeds on the everyday movements of
you're
inmates.
not in the weeds?
What I am doing is protecting this country, providing historic reform, and combating the weaponization of intelligence by the likes of you. And we have countlessly proven you to be a liar in Russiagate, in January 6th. You are the biggest fraud to ever sit in the United States Senate. You are a disgrace to this institution and an utter coward.
Now, a lot of people forget this, but these two go way back. Their history starts in 2017, during the height of the Russiagate investigation, where Patel was the top aide to Devin Nunes, while Schiff led the push on the other side of the aisle. They crossed paths again during Trump's first impeachment tied to Ukraine. Then again during the January 6 investigations, where Schiff was one of the 7 Democrats who served on the House Select Committee. And throughout all of this, the back and forth between them never really stopped. So when this moment happened, it wasn't coming out of nowhere. And what you're about to see, it only gets worse.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised that you continue to lie from your perch and put on a show so you can go raise money for your charade. You are a political buffoon at best.
Well, you can take an internet troll.
Take it to the bank that the FBI is protecting this country and the state and citizens of California. We are bringing historic reform. Point of order. But all you care about is a child sex predator that was prosecuted by a prior administration, and the Obama Justice Department and the Biden Justice Department did squat. And what did President Trump do? Bring new charges courageously. And what have we done?
Chairman,
you said I'm the most transparent FBI director in history. 33,000 pages of information to you. I challenge you to say anything credibly to the truth. Go ahead and run to the cameras where you want to go now.
Both of you be quiet.
Now, it's really absurd how these hearings turn into spectacles of settling old scores instead of getting real work done. If you're watching this as a taxpayer, what are you actually getting out of it? I mean, seriously, if we want reality TV, there are plenty of shows out there. The bottom line is simple. These moments should be about clear discussions that lead to real outcomes, not quick lines to land some gotchas. At the same time, this all comes back to votes. These are the people being put in those seats, and with the midterms right around the corner, that choice matters more than ever. It comes down to picking leaders who focus on results instead of putting on a performance. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, keep thinking.